Doris Fisher, the co-founder of The Gap, has died at the age of 94. She is survived by her Gap kids. A goat has been born in India with a genetic deformity that makes it look like it has a human face. Wow, crazy. How did that happen? Said a lonely farmer. Whatever, man. The Michigan State University gift shop was forced to remove a display of dolls depicting black historical figures hanging from a rack. Worse, they were being sold for 3/5 the regular price. That's just a good math and history joke. The school says that they've since moved the dolls to a more appropriate, secure display case.
Police in Philadelphia are investigating claims that Flyers mascot Gritty punched a 13-year-old boy in the back. But I just can't picture Gritty doing something like that. I mean, look at him. He wouldn't punch a kid in the back. He's more of a leap out of the shadows and stick you with a syringe kind of guy, you know? Joe Biden then rejected the idea of testifying in the impeachment trial, saying, "I want no part of that," while his son Hunter Biden said, "Wait, how much does it pay?"
I really wanted that one to work. Kamala Harris has reportedly told donors that she wants the DNC to release its autopsy of what went wrong in the 2024 campaign. Autopsy? Come on, he's not dead. I like it.
Yeah. Krispy Kreme Donuts announced that it's opening a flagship store in Times Square. It's perfect because every time I walk through Times Square, I step in something that can best be described as Krispy Kreme. The applause.
Kyle Rittenhouse, who opened fire at a 2020 civil rights rally, was being treated after being bitten by a venomous spider and posted this picture from the hospital. And you can see where the spider bite left 2 fat lumps.
Well, this week, Secretary of State Marco
Rubio.
Marco Rubio traveled to Italy to meet with Pope Leo in an attempt to repair the U.S. relationship with the Vatican after the Pope requested anyone but J.D. Vance. During their meeting, Marco
Rubio
also presented the Pope with the gift of an egg-shaped crystal, which he bought on his favorite religious website, adamandeve.com.
The Philadelphia Phillies unveiled a new design for their team mascot, the Philly Fanatic, while the Houston Astros have revealed their new mascot, Cheaty the Camera. They cheated.
Look at a couple of them. President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, who I think played Lube Man in Watchmen, he's been working on the Middle East peace plan for nearly 3 years, so I'm sure he's evenly considered the feelings on both sides.
The Palestinian leadership have to ask themselves a question. Do they want to have a state? Do they want to have a better life? If they don't, then they're going to screw up another opportunity like they've screwed up every other opportunity that they've ever had in their existence.
Sounds like someone's dad is about to bulldoze the community center. That clip is so gross. I've never seen a more self-entitled, overconfident white guy, and I'm me. A group of middle school students in Mississippi kept their bus from crashing after the driver passed out behind the wheel. The town says the kids are heroes who acted quickly, while the bus driver says the kids robbed me of the death I have long begged for. Earlier today, an American fighter jet shot down a suspected Chinese surveillance balloon that had been spotted crossing the United States, officially ending history's most complicated gender reveal party. And bad news for China, it's a girl. Chinese officials condemned the U.S. decision to destroy the surveillance balloon, saying it was a civilian aircraft. Okay, but even civilian aircrafts can be extremely dangerous.
The revised AP African American history class removed the names of several black authors that Florida officials called problematic. Instead, they've been replaced with authors they call one of the good ones. Representative George Santos said that he is stepping aside from his committee assignments to prevent being a distraction. He added, "The last thing I want is attention." Then he sashayed away in a feather boa.
It was also reported that George Santos lied to potential campaign donors that he was a producer of the Broadway musical Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. Though he did end up working with the Green Goblin. Speaker of the House, thank you. Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, seen here wanting to know if you or someone you love has been injured in a car accident. Met in person with President Biden about the debt ceiling and said they had a good conversation. It went so well, Biden let him pick a couple classified documents out of the bowl. For the first time ever, two brothers will be facing off against each other in the Super Bowl. Incidentally, two brothers in the Super Bowl is why my grandfather won't be watching. A genetic engineering company has announced plans to bring back the long-extinct dodo bird, but only for a limited time at Arby's.
We have the dodo.
AMC Theaters is celebrating Black History Month by offering $5 tickets to recently released Black-led movies like Wakanda Forever and The Woman King. They're also honoring Black people by starting the movie 20 minutes late. Did you get that, Colin?
I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about. Police officials in Colorado say that a bear discovered a wildlife camera in the woods and posed for more than 400 selfies. 400 selfies of a bear is also known as a Grindr profile. The U.S. Surgeon General is warning that children are joining social media at too young an age, and they should wait until they're at least 16, when they're hotter.
A new study finds that despite women making less money than men, more single women in the U.S. own homes than single men, thanks to a phenomenon economists call divorce.
Divorce! A school official in Illinois has been arrested on charges of stealing over $1 million worth of chicken wings. Said the official, "I swear, I was going to give all the money back." A Tennessee state senator said the bill will prevent kids from being, quote, blindsided by a sexualized performance in public. What are you talking about? Drag shows don't just pop up like flash mobs and sprinkle gay dust on your kids. I never accidentally happened upon a drag show, and I grew up in New York City. Now, I have been blindsided by a sexualized performance a few times, but that's just what you get when you take the bus.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg visited the site of the train derailment and was criticized for wearing leather dress boots. But give him a break. That's all they had at Baby Gap.
No. Newspapers dropped the cartoon strip effective immediately, and to rub it in, they're replacing Dilbert with Peanuts' Oops All Franklin. Dilbert creator Scott Adams' racist rant was in response to the results of a poll that asked respondents the question, is it okay to be white? Oh, I'd say it's more than just okay. Can Ana de Armas beat the tar out of Cate Blanchett? Which banshee will knock the shoes off Marcel the Shell? And who has what it takes to wail on Brendan Fraser?
That's how he really dances, too. First Lady Jill Biden said in an interview that she maintains a good balance in the types of advice she offers President Biden. But it's mostly, hold on to the railing.
This week, South Carolina attorney Alex Murdaugh was found guilty of murder and also found guilty of looking like Will Ferrell dressed as Conan O'Brien.
Georgia Representative and cocaine bear Marjorie Taylor Greene tweeted, "The country needs a national divorce," which makes sense because she is the most divorced-looking woman I have ever seen. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is releasing a new memoir called The Courage to Be Free. Even though The Courage to Be Free sounds like a Black history book, he's banned. A man in Missouri is planning to turn an abandoned jail into an Airbnb rental, which will make it the first jail that refuses to accept Black people. It was announced that Puerto Rico's only zoo is closing after years of alleged animal neglect. Worse, the zoo is closing is being advertised as all you can eat. Experts have debunked claims that an unwanted pregnancy can be terminated with high doses of vitamin C. Well, that's the last time I asked a woman to stay over for breakfast, Colin.
This week, both Harvey Weinstein and R. Kelly were given additional prison sentences on top of the ones they are already serving. Which brings us to Michael Che's new segment.
What did they even do wrong?
I mean, if anything, they're guilty of loving too much, right? A player's got to play. Am I right, ladies? No.
This has been What Did They Even Do Wrong?
The National Brotherhood of Skiers is pushing for greater representation of Black people in winter sports, which are predominantly white. Huh, so it seems like someone's a little jealous that we took their precious dunk contest.
You never know, Colin.
Some owners of McDonald's franchises are reportedly concerned about a campaign partnership with Cardi B, especially the ad where they claim their burgers have a wet-ass patty.
Oh.
Tucker Carlson, seen here at a whites-only rave, has been granted access to over 40,000 hours of security footage from the January 6th attack on the Capitol. Who could watch all that with going insane, said psychiatrists about Tucker Carlson's show. It was announced that the producers of this year's Academy Awards have set up a crisis team to deal with any incidents similar to last year's Will Smith slap. Guys, it's not going to happen again. I'm sure you wish it would for ratings. If anything, the promos for the Oscars should be, who's going to get slapped this year? The publisher of Roald Dahl's books announced that they're altering some of his insensitive language, like the words fat and ugly, as well as modernizing his portrayal of women, which will mostly affect Dahl's beloved children's classic, The Fat, Ugly Wife Who Knew Her Place. You make some good points, Michael. A new report shows that New Jersey has the second worst roads in the country, while the worst roads are the ones that go into New Jersey.
It was announced that Brittany Griner has signed with the Phoenix Mercury for 1 year. Unfortunately, the WNBA pays less than a Russian prison. A 4-foot-long alligator was discovered in Brooklyn's Prospect Park, so you can probably take down all those missing dog posters. NBA Slam Dunk Contest was won by Mac McClung, a 6'2" white man who has only appeared in 2 NBA games, which is just a terrible way to end Black History Month.
Tennessee Governor Bill Lee has signed a new law banning public drag performances with a 6-year prison sentence for repeat offenders. As first predicted in the now documentary, Medea Goes to Jail.
The U.S. Energy Department concluded that COVID likely originated from a Wuhan laboratory leak and not a wet market. So I gave up eating bats for nothing? Newspapers around the country dropped the cartoon strip Dilbert after creator Scott Adams said he chose to live in a community where no Black people live. So he lives in your building, huh, Colin?
House Republicans, concerned that China could use TikTok to illegally gather information on Americans, have voted for a bill that could ban the app nationwide, replied TikTok users. As this year's awards season gets underway, there's growing movement to get rid of the gendered categories of Best Actor and Best Actress and instead call them Best Actor and Best Actor who got paid less. Biologists in Florida are warning that the Jesus Christ lizard, named for its ability to run on water, could spread harmful diseases to humans. They hope to control the population by introducing a Pontius Pilate lizard.
Let's see.
It was reported that the James Bond books are being rewritten to remove offensive material. So the character Pussy Galore will now be called Cooter Aplenty.
A California man has set a new world record by visiting Disneyland for 2,995 consecutive days, but still no sign of his kid. A new study... I tried to plow right through. A new study finds that married men live a longer, healthier life. Yeah, but for what? Fishermen in Florida have discovered a 214-year-old clam that was born the same year as Abraham Lincoln. The clam credits his longevity to staying away from the theater.
After Walgreens announced that they will stop selling abortion pills in 21 states, CVS has remained silent on the issue. While over at Rite Aid, you can just grab a pill from the Take Abortion, Leave Abortion tray.
It was reported that the organizers of King Charles's coronation have officially invited Meghan Markle, and this is nice, at a starting salary of $19 an hour. That seems... A deep-sea diver has announced plans to set a new record by living underwater for 100 days. I feel like the record is longer than that, said the people of New Orleans. I don't know why I thought that'd make you laugh.
A man in Florida said he was surprised when he heard a knock at the door and it turned out to be an alligator. Even more surprising, it was doing the thing from Love Actually. Officials in Berlin announced that women will now be allowed to go topless at the city's pools. But officials also said to be aware, it's not going to be the ones you want.
According to a new report, by 2035, more than half of the world's population will be just how I like them. A photo has gone viral of a 98-year-old woman in Kentucky meeting her first great-great-great-grandchild. Well, I wish I had gotten to meet my great-great-great-grandmother so I could have told her, don't get on that boat!
There is a trend on TikTok of people eating oranges in showers, claiming that it reduces stress and anxiety. But if you're comfortable filming yourself eating in the shower, I would argue you don't have enough anxiety. A new study finds that long-distance running does not cause wear and tear on marathoners' knees, but it does sand their nipples clean off. RuPaul harshly criticized lawmakers who support banning drag shows, calling them stunt queen politicians. And let me just say, hallelujah, girl. I gotta serve realness on this one. These dusty breeders are resting on ugly, and I am gagging on it. And I'm sorry, guys, before the show, I switched from red to champagne.
Don't ever forget our rats.
A new report claims that for decades, Clarence Thomas and his wife went on luxury trips paid for by Republican mega donor and whitest guy with the blackest name, Harlan Crow. Justice Thomas accepted the free trips the same way he approaches working on the Supreme Court, with no questions asked. It was also revealed today that Harlan Crow has a vast collection of Nazi memorabilia, including a copy of Mein Kampf signed by Hitler. Worse, the signature reads, "Dear Harlan, big fan, Adolf."
Tennessee Republicans expelled 2 black lawmakers for protesting gun violence, but did not expel a white lawmaker who protested with them. Republicans said they know what it looks like, but they were actually expelled because their skin is black.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who always looks like someone told him to go home and get his shine box, signed a bill that allows Florida residents to carry concealed guns without a permit because Florida is dangerous and you just never know when someone is going to run up to you and say gay. A new study... Your earring? A new study finds that the average child throws a tantrum 4 times a week, weeknights on Fox.
Am I right, Colin? Okay.
I hope not. I don't know. A woman who's been traveling the world says she's gone on 34 first dates in nearly 20 countries. Her secret? She's being sex trafficked. A new app called Greet Her is designed to help women travel alone safely by providing people to greet them when they arrive at airports or hotels. And it's being used for murder.
A Virginia man who pranks people for YouTube videos was shot while tricking someone in a mall. Good. A 106-year-old woman in the Philippines has become the oldest Vogue cover model ever, beating the previous record of 29.
A Jeopardy contestant this week was forced to quit social media after people said his mustache looks like Hitler's. The contestant said he's so mad he's had it up to here.
NASA has named the 4 astronauts it will send on the Artemis 2 mission to the moon. And if things go wrong, I think I know who's dying first. Oh, he could do the Hitler salute now? During the first New York mayoral debate, Andrew Cuomo attacked Zohran Mamdani, saying that he once gave the finger to the Columbus Day statue, whereas Cuomo snuck up behind the statue and grabbed it by the hips. President Trump is threatening to sue the BBC for $5 billion for a documentary that edited out the part of his January 6th speech where he called for protesters to be peaceful. And to set the record straight, here is the full, unedited, completely accurate clip of what Trump said on that day.
Everybody knows I went down on Bill Clinton.
Yeah, everyone wants to see it. Astronauts on the International Space Station are testing a new process that makes food using their own urine. They're also testing a new dessert called I Can't Believe It's Not Brownie.
Netflix is producing a sequel to the 1990s Cosby Show spinoff, A Different World, about students at an HBCU, which of course stands for Help! Bill Cosby's Undressing!
A sheriff's officer in Indiana went into an elementary school to jokingly hand out tickets to students using the phrase 6'7". Everyone had a good laugh. Then he pulled out his gun and said, "Now tell me what it means."
The U.S. Mint this week stopped producing new pennies. Doesn't make sense. Now, I had another one. It was the U.S. Mint this week stopped producing new pennies. One last severe blow to Lincoln's head. So I'll do the first one.
Maxwell House Coffee temporarily changed its name to Maxwell Apartments to better reflect current times. Though it's much better than their first choice, Ghislaine Maxwell House. Came up so early.
And finally, a new documentary that analyzed Adolf Hitler's DNA shows he suffered from a disease which leads to lower testosterone levels, undescended testicles, and a micropenis, traits inherited by his secret grandson. In a new interview, President Trump denied online rumors that the gold decorations in the Oval Office came from Home Depot, even though he has a whole team of guys taking stuff from Home Depot all the time. This might be my favorite episode. Skims has introduced a new line of thong underwear called Ultimate Bush, which features synthetic pubic hair, and I know a guy who could wear it as a scarf.
Retailers are saying that the top kids' costumes for Halloween this year are the K-pop demon hunters, or as it's sold at Spirit Halloween, Asian singing murderers. Visitors to the San Diego Zoo's gorilla exhibit were startled when one of the apes shattered the glass ceiling. Inspiring.
I'm proud of the ape. Britain's Prince Andrew announced that after a discussion with King Charles about his friendship with Jeffrey Epstein, he will stop using his royal title Duke of York and instead will go by the King of Quinceañeras. I'm proud of that joke. Do it.
Officials are saying this year's fall foliage season will end sooner and will have more muted colors. Cool, guess I'll just kill myself then.
What happened to you, man? Doctors in China transplanted a genetically modified pig liver into a man who lived for 171 days after the procedure. The liver will now be sent to a special facility for experimental animal organs.
What did I do to you? While traveling on Air Force One to the Middle East to celebrate the ceasefire, President Trump told reporters, "I don't think there's anything that's going to get me into heaven." Then he paused for 10 full minutes, waiting for someone to say, "That's not true." Because Trump can't go to heaven. He's far too busy down here, running hell.
President Trump announced that another alleged drug smuggling boat from Venezuela has been blown out of the water without warning. And you may not think that's a big deal right now, but one day soon, you'll look at yourself in the mirror and realize you're out of cocaine. Criticized Time magazine for using a bad picture of him on the cover, saying, quote, "They disappeared my hair." And I gotta agree, that thing do look waxed.
John Bolton, who wants people to stop coming up to him to order chicken, has become the third person on President Trump's enemies list to be indicted. And you know you aren't living your life right when you keep an actual list of your enemies. At least that's what my therapist told me. So now she's on the list, too. Hundreds of people.
Volodymyr Zelensky has said that if President Trump provides Ukraine with Tomahawk missiles, he will nominate Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize. You know, the prize they give you for selling missiles. There was outrage this week over a leaked group chat between Republican leaders which praised Hitler and referred to black Americans as watermelon people. The chat was named Joe's Family. A new report shows that of the nearly 100 Trump nominees confirmed by the Senate, only 2 of them were black. 2 black people out of 100? I mean, what is this, my Tinder matches? Nope.
Argentine President Javier Milei, seen here asking if he makes you horny, baby, met with President Trump at the White House this week, where Trump announced he's sending $40 billion to Argentina. Because if history is any guide, a lot of Trump officials will end up fleeing to Argentina. Okay, one clap. In the clinching, I'm just kidding. No, that's fine. In the clinching game of the NLCS, Dodger star Shohei Ohtani pitched 6 scoreless innings, struck out 10 batters, then hit 3 home runs. It is a feat. It is a feat previously only accomplished by George Santos. Wow.
Did I get your people?
Yeah. Easy. Senator Diane Feinstein, who is 89, is facing calls to resign from fellow Democrats. But unfortunately, Feinstein is answering those calls on her stapler.
Republican Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina announced the launch of an exploratory committee for a 2024 presidential run. That name again is Tim Scott, as in Tim Scott, no chance of being a nominee. Kathleen Karate was announced as New York City's first Rat Czar, a title that was formerly known as Miss Staten Island.
The New York City Department of Sanitation has launched its first campaign in 15 years with messages such as, "If you litter, you're garbage," which is actually dialed back from the original version, "Your litter belongs in the trash next to your whore wife."
A proposed bill in California would create an alert system for missing black women and kids. This is in addition to the alert system for missing white women and kids, the news. Two 81-year-old women have traveled the world in 80 days after the post office lost their ashes.
A group of hikers in Great Britain had to be rescued when they got lost after taking psychedelic mushrooms. More embarrassing, they never actually left the house. And police in Australia arrested a man after he was caught at a bus stop masturbating for over an hour. Australia, where the police let you finish. In a speech after annexing sections of Ukraine, Vladimir Putin attacked the U.S. for Satanism and denounced the many genders in fashion in the West. It was a hateful, unhinged speech which has many Americans calling him electable.
The Kremlin celebrated the illegal annexation of Ukraine with a night of entertainment in Red Square. Say what you will, but a gig's a gig.